Can you please turn on?
Chanchal, mute ആണ്. Okay, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Okay, once again, thank you, Crystal. Very good evening to all. I myself, Chanchal Bright, second MSc, Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics. First, opportunity to introduce one of the special state in India. So moving on to the class, let me share the presentation. Is it visible? The screen is visible?
Yes.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Himachal Pradesh, which is one of the North Indian state out of 29 states in India. As I have shown in the first slide, the geographical location of Himachal Pradesh in Indian map. It consists of 12 districts, were Shimla, which is the capital of Himachal Pradesh, and the famous rivers like Yamuna and Satluj, which flows through the state. Here you can see in the map the bold lettered capital letters, block letters, which is written, which consist of that include 12 districts of Himachal Pradesh, and the Great Himalayan National Park of the Kullu district, which is one of the World Heritage Site. Before moving on to the food culture, first we have to we have to know about the geographical location of Himachal Pradesh, which governs the dietary patterns of people living in this locality. So, moving on to the state profile, Himachal Pradesh, which is a state of Indian Union at the extreme north of Indian subcontinent. Hima means snow, Achal means mountain, and Pradesh means state. The state is being bounded by Jammu and Kashmir on the north, Nepal and Tibet on the east, Uttaranchal on southeast, Haryana on the south, and Punjab on west and southwest. The state is being broadly divided into 3 geographical regions. They include the Outer Himalayas, the Lesser Himalayas, the Greater Himalayas or the Alpines. And I have said that before knowing about the food culture, the climate is very important, which determine their dietary patterns. So the climate, the year may be divided into 4 seasons. That is, from January to February, it is winter season with a biting cold. And next one is the March to May. It is a pre-monsoon or hot weather season where the weather is very dry and hot in nature. From June to September, it is known as the monsoon season, where the weather will be high in moisture content. And from October to December, it is known as post-monsoon season. Now moving on to the foods and beverages in Himachal Pradesh. Before collecting the information about the state, I actually thought that Himachal Pradesh is a North Indian state. So usually people in the North India consume lentils, cereals, legumes, and fruits and vegetables like meal patterns will be followed. But Himachal Pradesh is entirely different. They mainly focus on the non-vegetarian cuisine, where the Himachali cuisine is being dominated by the red meat and wheat bread. Moving on to the cereals and legumes, that means ധാന്യങ്ങൾ and പയർവർഗ്ഗങ്ങൾ. The cereals and legumes which help in meeting up the requirement of protein and carbohydrate of the local population. They include wheat, barley, maize, buckwheat, rice, and millet. As this Himalayan diet is fully rich in all the cereals and legumes, so they provide enough protein, carbohydrate, minerals such as manganese, copper, calcium, iron, and fiber. Is good for skin and hair, and they are also important in the nutrients which is deficient normally in the normal diet. Now, dido, which is like a porridge-like dish in Himachal Pradesh, which is made from the flours of cornmeal and buckwheat. It is usually prepared by mixing with water cooked with salt. It is similar to that of kanji-like. Milk-based food items. As we know that milk is an important part in our daily diet to meet up the calcium requirement. And the cattle rearing is also famous in Himachal Pradesh, where they include indigenous cattle like buffalo, sheep, goats, and churu. Churu is a hybrid variety of cow and yak. The curd, dahi, which is prepared and consumed in every home village. The curd is churned and the butter is obtained, which is separated. Buttermilk is obtained, which is used as a refreshing drink by the people in Himachal Pradesh. And this buttermilk is boiled, and we can obtain hard solid-like substance, which is used as an ingredient in soup preparations. Moving on to the fruits, as we know that according to the climatic conditions, according to the availability of the soil manuality, the local farmers make use of different items of fruits available in Himachal Pradesh. The first one is apple. Himachal Pradesh is otherwise addressed as apple state because apple is the main cash crop of the state. Himachal Pradesh, which annually produces 4 lakh tons of apple. Next one is kafal, which is berry-like or reddish in nature. According to the maturity that they attain, they changes the color. Their taste is like sweet or sour in nature. Next one is pomegranate. The pomegranate that we consume, that is getting according to the availability, the taste is entirely different from that growing on the hilly region. And the North Indian landmass is cultivating this pomegranate abundantly. And it is also harvested from September to February, rich in vitamins and minerals, which provide an immense health support. The taste is like tangy or sweet in nature. Tangy means they are strong flavor or some smell like. We can find it in the lower belt of Kullu district. Now, apricot, which is referred as Armenian plum because of the origin. Dried apricot is usually seen in different districts of Himachal Pradesh. And they are also nutritionally rich in nature, that is rich in vitamin A, phosphorus, protein, carbs, and niacin, which is vitamin B3. The taste is somewhat citrus in nature. We can find it in Shimla and Kangra. Now, Aru, that is peach. Locally, it is named as Aru, which is a locally available fruit referred as smooth stone peach or smooth pit peach. They are used in pickles, jams, and sometimes they are used as a substitute of almond seeds. The oil which is being extracted can be used as hair oil or cooking oil. And the taste is like tangy or bitter in nature. They can be found in overall Himachal Pradesh. Here in the picture you can see that I am sure that all the fruits are familiar to you except the kafal, which is berry-like in nature. Others apple, pomegranate, apricot, peach. It's at least available for us. Now moving on to the vegetables. Coming on to the leafy categories, that is amaranth, cheera. Colocasia leaves is chambila. Curry leaves, coriander, fenugreek. Fenugreek leaves, we can say that it is uluva ila. Then capsicum, tomato, cucumber are the major vegetables which is growing in the mid-hill region. And the Himachal Pradesh is otherwise known as the home of seed potato because they produces different varieties of seed potato. And we can see that they also in off season they can produce vegetables like peas, cabbage, cauliflower, tomato, capsicum and potato. And they are also rich in vitamin beta carotene, protein, calcium, iron, phosphorus, vitamin A, C and dietary fiber. And these vegetables and fruits are a solution in order to tackle the malnutrition of the people residing in the remote areas. And by providing it, they help in meeting up the energy and protein requirement to fight against poverty and hunger. Now, one of the exciting peculiarity that I have seen from other states in Himachal Pradesh is that the traditional pickles, they are not only used as a part of their diet, but they are used in treatment of various diseases. Here I have listed 4 types of pickles. Now, first one is lingri pickle. Lingri is a fern which is locally available in the higher altitude of Himachal Pradesh. They are used in the treatment of cough, asthma, fever, dyspepsia, stomachache, diarrhea, sometimes in treatment of constipation, antibacterial agent. Dyspepsia is a disorder of the digestive function. Now, kachnare pickle. Kachnar means it's a tree which where the pickle. Here we are using green buds or pink flower, which is an important source of dietary fiber and help in treatment of people with constipation as well as cardiovascular diseases. And the bark is used in removal of intestinal worms. And they are the buds are rich in antioxidants. Next one is Beedana pickle, which is an edible pear-like fruit available in the Kullu district of Himachal Pradesh. They are used in treatment or curing the people suffering from tuberculosis, that is Ksayarogam, hepatic insufficiency, diarrhea, dysentery, gastric ulcer, liver and so on. Next one is Lasura pickle, which is a green colored like fruit, which is locally available, help in decreasing the blood pressure as well as used as an anti-diabetic agent. That means by consuming it, it help in reducing the sudden shoot up of blood sugar level. Here I have shown the pictures, that is lingri pickle, and kachna pickle is some like our lemon, and beedana pickle is like our similarity of cucumber. And lasura pickle is like our gooseberries, that is nellikya. It's not exactly that, but some similarity is there in shape. Moving on to the cereals and fruit beverages, we can consume the beverages using the cereals and the fruits available. That is sura, which is a millet-based fermented beverage, which is being consumed by the people in festival occasions or marriages. Chang, which is an indigenous rice beer in the tribal belt of Lahuel and Spiti. Then fruit-based fermented beverages can also be prepared from wild apricot, locally available grapes, apple, and wild almond. Sometimes these beverages can also be prepared from the meat, that is geri, which is large mutton piece, which is mixed with spices and cooked in water, used as a dish in local festivals. It's something which resembles to our mutton soup. Next one is the non-vegetarian. I have said that in order to tackle or in order to resist the cold climatic conditions, as well as to compensate the protein requirement and other nutrients, they mainly focus on the non-vegetarian cuisine. They may enjoy the sheep, goat meat. The fish is also consumed according to the availability. Yak meat, which is one of the special thing that I have noticed because of the cold climatic condition, the yak animal is being reared so far. So the yak meat is used by the people. We can see that dried yak cheese, which is a candy, which is used. That is, the cheese is being dried up and hardened, and it is consumed in the form of a candy. Next one is sukuti, which is a dried meat marinated with spices. Here I have shown the pictures: yak meat and dried yak cheese. It is a hard candy which is very difficult to break by our teeth. Then sukuti. Sukuti is something like our beef fry, which is marinated with spices. Next one, herbal remedies of Himalaya. That is, beside the fruits, vegetables, they are also using herbs in their diet in order to treat many conditions. That is one special thing I have noticed, that happy tea, which is known as rhododendron tea, which help. It is called as happy tea because of the mood uplifting benefits. Introducing one of the herb, canor, which is edible fruit. The flour of the fruit is being mixed with wheat flour and used in chapatis or halwas. They help in the treatment of skin diseases, rheumatis, relief of headache. Rheumatis is a inflammation or pain in the muscle joints. Next one, bojpatra, which is a dried resin extract. This is an important constituent in the traditional namkeen tea, which is one of the traditional tea. So this herb is being used as an important constituent. The part of the bark of this tree is used in cuts, wounds, burns for healing it up. And the water of the bark, the water which is being boiled, are used as a treatment for jaundice, that is manyapittam. And sometimes for earache, in order to provide a relief to the earache, drops of this solution is used. And the namkeen tea is used to cure cold and cough. Next one, kala jeera, that is black cumin, karta jeeragam. It is a spice and a condiment which is used as a remedy for the digestive disorders, heartburn, loss of appetite, to dispel worm. Next one, chulti shadi, which is a fresh fruit used in making chutneys, fermented local beverage like wine, etc. And it is an excellent solution for anemia because of its high iron content. And they are good remedy for constipation. Now moving on to the cuisine of Himachal Pradesh. As I have said that it have its own distinct taste, and they are usually highly spiced recipes are being available, because mainly we are focusing on the non-vegetarian diet. Their diet is usually consisting of meat, lentil, and cereal preparations. First one is dam, and no festivals are being completed without this dish. It is a traditional festive meal which is cooked by botis, who comes under a particular caste of Brahmin, who are hereditary chefs. And the preparations for this elaborate meal should be begin a night before. Usually the food is cooked in brass utensils and they are served in leaf plates. It is similar to that of our sadhya. And it begins with our rice as well as red kidney beans, which is cooked in yogurt, followed by kadi and moon dal, which is green lentil broth. And it is being topped by sweet and sour sauce, that is katta. And this ends with a dessert, which is an important part of the dam, which is prepared by sweet rice mixed with raisins and dry fruits, which is mitta. Here you can see the picture similar to that of our sadhya, and it is usually prepared in brass utensils. And the serving is also very special because it is a traditional festive meal. Next one, Siddu. It is similar to that of our pulkata like. It is a local bread made from wheat flour. The dough is first put into flame, then it is steamed. And this is a specialty that I have seen, or it is somewhat different from Kolkata, is that it is served with ghee or butter, along with the filling of mutton or dal. Next one is babru. Just imagine that how we will cook, how we will make our puri. Instead of frying the patty, just consider that we are making a filling and frying. Only that difference. That means the black gram dal paste is being included in the dough and they are made into patties. Then they are deep fried and served with tamarind chutney, that is puli. Next one, cha ghost, which is a dish, non-veg dish. Marinated lamb meat is cooked in gravy, which consists of gram flour, yogurt, spices such as cardamom, red chili powder, coriander powder, bay leaf, asafoetida, ginger garlic paste. Asafoetida means our kayam. Next one, pattende, which is a popular breakfast dish, which is similar to that of our dosha, Indian pancake. And they are being made with wheat flour, milk and sugar, pouring the batter into hot grill, which is being laid by ghee. Next one is kullu trout. Trout means pulamin. Kullu, which is one of the districts, so famous in that district is kullu trout, where the fish is being marinated and being fried in the mustard oil, and the dish is served with minimal spices. Next one is petrod, which is one of the famous delicious snack, which is prepared with colocasia leaves. I have said before that is chembila, which is prepared by basin gram flour, that is kadalamavu, which is mixed with spices, and the leaf is rolled into cylindrical shape, which is cut, and then they are shallow or deep fried. Next one, attori, which is a festive dish, which is similar to that of pancake, made from buckwheat leaves, and further they are being cooked with wheat flour. It was first originated in Spiti Valley, then now overall the Himachal Pradesh, they are preparing it. Next one is bay, which is the dish made from stem of lotus flower. The stems are first cut, then washed, then they are boiled, then they are stir fried with garlic, onion, ginger, garlic paste, gram flour. The presence of the gram flour used here, which provide distinct flavor. Next one is nashasta, which is sira, otherwise known as, it is a halwa, sweet halwa, which is made with wheat flour, sugar and ghee. Here we can see that the wheat is soaked for a long several process in order to make it more soft. Then they are crushed, the impurities are being strained out, then cooked with sugar and ghee. Next one, gainda, which is a roasted wheat flour and ghee. Here one special thing I have noticed that this dessert is being served by providing a depression in the center where the ghee is being poured, like we are pouring water into a well. Next one, chacha. Here the picture is somewhat similar to like our mambala pulsheri. It is like raw mangoes and onions, which is taken in equal amount. They are peeled and grind together according to the requirement of spices. Chilies, salt, sugar are added, and they can be consumed with pulses. Next one is bara chutney. When I saw the picture, I thought that it was similar to like our tomato chutney, but bara, it is a flower which is present in the hilly regions of Himachal Pradesh, which is red in nature. So they are made into chutneys by mixing the bara fresh flowers with onion, mint leaves, basil leaves, green chilies, salt and spices. Next one, luchi poti, that is a non-vegetarian food. which is prepared using lamb intestine. Here is millet and other one is wheat. Here the spices which are being crushed and made into a paste-like consistency. And this paste is then stuffed in the intestine. And they are also served with mutton soup. Next one, pahadi chicken. It is similar to that of North Indian chicken curry, where the chunks of chicken are stir fried and cooked in with varieties of flavors and spices, where coriander, garlic, ginger, mint, and spices are used. It is a spicy non-vegetarian dish. Now moving on to the superfoods of Himalayan diet. Here I have shown that finger millet, that is our ragi, which is rich in dietary minerals, amino acid, great source of dietary fiber. They can be cooked into chapatis, porridges, cookies, breads, etc. Next one is black bath. That is our black soya bean, which is high in, we know that soya bean, which is rich in protein, low in carb, and this black bath is low in carb and fat. So they are also rich in dietary minerals as well as vitamin B complexes. And the hull of the bean, the outer covering, is rich in the antioxidant, and they provide much shelf life to the seed. Next one is amaranth, that is jeera. Two varieties of amaranth can be found here, red and green. They are good plant source based protein and manganese, which provide or which promote good bone health. And the amaranth, which can be here used as a gluten free substitute, and they can be accommodated in different recipes, like used as a flour or in whole grains, etc. Next one is hemp. Hemp seeds, that means our chanavitha, which is rarely cultivated, which hold its religious importance, and they are used in worshipping the Lord Shiva, who is believed to have consumed hemp. And it is a rich source of high quality protein, rich in fiber, dietary minerals, and they can be used in preparation of chutneys, granolas, that is the breakfast which is usually prepared with oats, dry fruits, etc., porridges, cereals, etc., and the chapati flour, or can be consumed at its own. Now, stinging nettle, which is an ancient part of Himalayan diet, that is cherryanum. Here the picture have been shown, this leaf. According to the perishability, they are blanched and they are freeze dried in order to consume according to the desire. And they are diuretic in nature. That means they increases the urine production. They're rich in vitamins and minerals, contain all the essential amino acid, contain polyphenols acting as an antioxidants. Here you can see the hemp seed picture. Now, so far I have discussed about the food items of Himachal. You can see that they are rich in or they mainly focus on the non-vegetarian diet and help in meeting up the protein, carb, and energy requirement of the local popularity. And here we can see that the meats are being served in squeezers, which are the long piece of wood or metal which is used to serve the food. And they eat a lot of pork, beef, etc., wild meat like yak. And also for the milk, milk is one of the major ingredient in their diet. So in general, we can say that Himalayan food is considered healthy than any other cuisines in the continent all over the world. Now, one of the major deficiency which was existed in Himachal Pradesh is that iodine deficiency. Iodine is an essential micronutrient which is required for the growth as well as mental development. And we can see that not only the goiter, which is the result of iodine deficiency, but also stillbirth, abortion, deaf mutism, dwarfism, squinti, cretinism, and so on. In the sub-Himalayan belt extending from Kashmir to Assam, we have recognized that iodine deficiency is an endemic one. And the district of Kangra, which is known area of endemic iodine deficiency. The reason is why, because the staple food rice as well as the drinking water is found to be very poor in iodine. Now, as a solution for the iodine deficiency, iodized salt has came, and it helped in eradicating the iodine deficiency to a greater extent. Now, one of the versatile character of Himalayan region is that pink Himalayan salt. Moving on to the pink Himalayan salt, I have said that it is pink in nature. It is because of the presence of iron oxide and contain trace amount of calcium, potassium, and magnesium. They are used in cooking and finishing salt or seasoning of meat, used as a pinch in desserts, etc. And they have very little porous nature, which makes it much versatile in nature. And they include many minerals like potassium, calcium, magnesium, as well as 84 trace minerals. The 6 amazing health benefits of pink Himalayan salt include: the first one, they help in flushing out the toxin. That means they help in improving the pH level of the body by flushing out the toxins, which improve the body energy level. They makes the body hydrated all times. The negatively charged salt components push out the positively charged toxin from our cell. Next one is they help in regulating the blood sugar as well as hormonal balance, help in the proper electrolyte balance of the body, and also improving the insulin sensitivity and prevent the sudden blood sugar spikes. That means sudden shoot up of blood. Next one is they improve the digestion. We know that our digestion begins, carbohydrate digestion begins in the mouth. So it is being done by the salivary gland producing salivary amylase enzyme. For stimulating the salivary gland, pink Himalayan salt helps. They help in digesting the carbohydrate, and later they stimulate hydrochloric acid production in the stomach, which help for the further digestion of protein and helps in the digestion of food. Next one is salt therapy, where this pink Himalayan salt is used in treating of the respiratory disease conditions. Here we can see that a person is allowed to sit in a room which is fully rich in salt, Himalayan salt. And he is asked to inhale the salt. As the salt enters the airway or the respiratory system, according to the antibacterial and antimicrobial properties, the salt cleanses our respiratory system. Next one is, we can see that here they are also using neti pot. That means the warm salty water is allowed to inhale through the nasal cavity and cleanse them. The salt which kills the bacteria and bound up with the contaminants to eliminate them from the body. And the next function is bath soak, that helps in the Himalayan brine bath, helps in rejuvenating our skin. That means help in restoring the youthful appearance of our skin. Many minerals which have benefited here include chromium, which fight against acne. That helps that the pores on the skin which is being blocked by the hair. Next one is zinc, which prevents scarring. Sulfur, which makes the skin more smooth in nature. Magnesium, which help in soothing the cramped muscles and soft tissues. By providing a slight water, we will get much fresh and energized. Next one is Himalayan salt lamp. We can see that in some dining tables or in some restaurants, we can see Himalayan salt lamps are hung on the corners because they are used as air purifiers, which help in by the evaporation process the negatively charged ions, that is pollen, dust, dirt, pollutants, allergens, etc., are being absorbed by the positively charged salt particles and they are being neutralized. So that's about the Himachal Pradesh. As I have said that, moving on to the food culture, they have an exotic, their own distinct taste and flavored dish items, and the cuisine is being rich in consists of rice, meat, lentil, pulses, etc. And in special festive occasions, they have their own native dishes and helping meeting up the protein and carb requirement to a greater extent. This is about Himachal Pradesh. I hope I have introduced the state to a great extent uh, according to my knowledge. So thanking once again my PG department in clinical nutrition and dietetics, our HODs, Ms. Swapna ma'am, and the club coordinator, EBSB club coordinator, Mireka ma'am, for giving up me such an opportunity. Thank you.